Hello and welcome to this week's video. We're in the realm of voiceover, as there appears to have been a problem with recording sound in the making of this video, which I didn't notice till editing. Anyway, it's a playtime video. It's not a finished project. It's trying something out I saw on one of the wonderful Nick Agar videos, one of his videos, using a Proxon, or a Merlin 2 in his case, little mini angle grinder to power carve a pattern on the outside of a bowl. And I thought, I want to have a go at one of those. So this is my first attempt at it. And of course, with the first attempt, if you get it right first time, that's pretty lucky. But you've got to do it the first time to see what things you need to do better the second, third, fourth and fifth time. So there are some areas that could definitely be improved, but just wanted to show you the process of how I went about achieving this. And I'll put a link to the video of Nick's in the comments below. Such an inspiration to all of us. So massive circular bands running around the outside of this bowl. It's a piece of beech, 6 inches by 3 inches. I'm using here the fine Merlin 2 rasp in my Proxon, doing it by eye, trying to keep it at the same angle. I think you'll see as it goes along I get it slightly off, a bit more of a spiral than a straight line, but I think that's not too bad for the first go freehand. Then sanding the facets, and before anyone says, oh, you shouldn't use an angle grinder with the guard off, this is a Proxon polisher and it doesn't have a guard. It's just got a sanding pad in it. It's for running sanding discs and bristle brushes and polishing mops. Now, this was one of the areas where I was a little heavy-handed and not very consistent. I wasn't very happy with the sanding, the scoring of the vertical lines, the ones that look horizontal, let's say, in this picture. But anyway, you've got to do it to learn what you need to do better. Just cleaning up where I'd nicked the edges with the grinder of the uncarved areas at the top and bottom of the bowl. Very nice little sharp bowl gouge I've got going on there. And after I'd sanded some facets on, and yeah, I think I probably should have used a coarser grit to shape them a bit better. I just cleaned up the faces with a flat pad. And then it's airbrushing time and getting it covered with some black. I used Spirit Stain, and to be honest, I liked it a lot better when it was black, but you can see the inconsistency in the lines and a few scoring marks where the edge of the disc has gone in, and I probably picked the worst one to put in front of you there, didn't I? That very wiggly one. Anyway, this isn't, as I said, a finished project. It's a technique, having a go at it. So sanding back the Spirit Stain to almost bare wood, blowing the dust off, and then putting a little bit of colour on there and seeing how I like the look of that. So blue Spirit Stain, you could put this on, just dab it on. I just had my airbrushes to hand, so I used them. And then to bring a bit of variety into the colour, one of my favourite words, a bit of the royal blue, and just splodging that around a little bit, breaking it up. And then one of my sort of go-to techniques at the moment, especially with those blues, a little bit of white dabbed over the top to blend them together, add a little bit of pastel tone, make them perhaps a little bit more interesting to look at, maybe. And there we go, the texture finished. I do like the colour combination. I think I would prefer it if the texture wasn't perhaps quite so deep. Maybe that would work better on a larger bowl. Maybe it would be interesting to try this on a flat rim. But there we go. A little project video for you all to have a go at this weekend.